All right, good morning. We're back. So, Johan, German 40 priced rejecting from yesterday's low, leaning towards longs for London breakout, maybe to retest H4 double top. Yeah, I'm looking for longs as well. Only concern is that Asia low remains unswept. I was hoping for a liquidity grab before any move to the upside. Yeah. Let me just remove these. So, some interesting things. Is Dave here? Dave should be here, isn't he? Oh, the Daves are not here. Hey, Dan. How are you? Okay, we're waiting for the Daves to arrive. Yesterday, we had a big sell-off. Hey, IP, how are you? One thing I was concerned about was just how extended we had been. We'd been super extended up on this run. Even look at this weekly as well. Weekly, we had 10 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 consecutive weeks. All up. So having some sort of pullback is completely normal. Alan, Jez, how are you? Okay, so monthly as well. Even monthly, just look how, like, picture this month. Where's my pen? Picture this month here, when we had months where we're just very little pullback and it's just basically going straight up, straight up, straight up, straight up. And even this month here, this kind of like pause month, would have pulled back at some stage. It never broke the low, but it pulled back, and it at some stage this one here would have been all red on a pullback like this before leaving a wick. So it's completely normal to have pullbacks like this. We need to decide if it's going to pull back much deeper, but it was so extended that it was just prime for a day where we're going to have a day like this. Now, this day is pretty strong. Yesterday was really strong, and I want to talk about why it could be strong. Some reasons that I put forward to it. Justin, how are you? Anant. Okay, so whilst we had, you can see the last trading day before this one was Thursday, 28 March, and then this one was 2nd of April. So it's the end of a quarter. So this is a new 3-month candle that's just started. This one here. So at the end of every quarter, a lot of the whales will be looking at their positions and having to work out which ones have gained in value, which ones have now created too much exposure. So what they'll do is rebalance their portfolios. And I reckon it's simply just profit taking that they took this. Now, how we can have a look and decide if there's any buyers or sellers in this market, to me, what I put it down to is when you have news that comes out and actually good news, like fundamentally good news for an asset or a currency. Say that news comes out and it is positive, and the normal expectations would see price continue to push up. If it's not pushing up, it's clear that there's no buyers in this market right now. So what makes, like, it's very dangerous to be buying when good news comes out and yet stuff is still failing to keep on pushing higher. Now you can give it a shot, but that's a huge warning sign, and it was real prime day for the just profit taking, and the profit taking was simply just outweighed any buying sentiment that came in. That's what I put down to. I don't think there was any like shift. I think that everything's still in track for a grind higher. I think the trend still is likely to continue. I think it's likely to continue until the interest rates actually are starting to come down, because then that will be a buy the rumor, sell the news sort of event. So yeah, I think I'm pretty keen to be looking for buys today, and then this has been a pullback. Just got to be careful with the liquidity generation. So if a whole bunch of buyers are stepping in already, those buyers are also going to be the liquidity that they can use to keep pushing price up. So if price pushes up cleanly and then starts to show resistance and then coming back down again, then yeah, you know, that this profit taking may still be going on, and it may be setting up for price to start the rally again from better price points of interest. That's yet to be determined, but I would imagine, you know, any sort of closures above, I was saying in the Discord, that any closures above 18,326, like good body closures, then I think the pullback's on, the correction's on. What that looked like on the lower time frame was this. So maybe it's on the 1 minutes actually. Yeah, it's on the 1 minutes. So where we see, just if you look at these highs here, and we look at that on the 1 minute, let's just zoom out. I'm gonna lose it. Let me just put it on TradingView. So this area. So what I'm focusing on is something that happened in here. You can't quite see it. We go to 1 minute. Yeah, it's so slow, come on. So this bit. So see our price, set price. And I know I don't want to focus too much on the 1 minutes, because the candles are, you know, they give a lot of good data, but there's a lot of inconsistencies as well. But you see, like ours just drive, and then price sat here, and then we saw a sudden acceleration. So these candles here was a bit steeper than the ones that we got here. So this little accumulation here, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, where it just accumulated and sat on top of this rectangle that I drew. That's where the recovery stopped, and that's where it ended. So I think good candle closures breaking above 18.26, which is this level just over here. So a good candle closing above it, not just wicking above it and then showing. No, that's not a very good one. So not just candles closing like that and then giving a fake out, but candles actually closing probably comfortably above, you know, probably something like that above. Then I would say we've got all these clean candles over here on the higher time frame that we can at least push up until 18,400, maybe till this zone. Start attacking these clean, this little run. So that's got kind of targeting today. So let's move this camera out of the way. Let's see how this is gonna react. Till then, I did put it in the Discord that I was giving trades a shot. I gave it a shot at 18,292 inside of here for that recovery. And then I also took a shot at 18,257. So right here, and I'll 257. This is this. I'll change the color. This is the area that I was pretty keen on. Why this area specifically? It was the Asian and London low. So once we got down to these areas, we've got a nice little attempted liquidity candle. This one here. On the hour, it looked really nice as well. Bit more of a fuller liquidity candle. Here. So if this, because I treated this whole area as a little bit of like a consolidation order block kind of thing. So I gave it a shot from the top of it. if that one failed. It worked out. Like I didn't really take much on it though. I got in, I gave it a 30 pip stop, and it got to 30 pips profit, so it was 1-to-1. So I took some profit, and then I just left most of it to see if we can get the recovery. And then it just closed inside structure, went to the bottom, and then tested the waters again at this point to see if we can get the recovery. This one's running nicely. It's unfortunate though that it rolled over the day, and then I had to pay swap fees, but it never came even close to get like 20 pips negative. I didn't even see it, so there's no stress. If I didn't see it, there was no stress because I was asleep. Okay, so we've got a big day today as well for fundamentals. So other than getting a closure above this area, I'm looking to see at least 18,400 hit, and what I'd really like to see is 18,500 retested. In terms of news today, we've got Eurozone. Eurozone CPI. So I'm guessing the German prelim CPI that came out, it came in 0.4, so pretty low, which was so showing Germany's inflation is well on track. So I expected a bit more of a reaction to German. This is where I thought we were going to see. This is what I meant at the start, that I really did think that we were going to see some bullish moves, and the fundamental drivers were there, but there was just no reaction. So you'd have to deduce from that there's just simply profit takings outweighing everything, and there's just no stimulus for the buyers to take place. So if you've got fundamentals in line with a low German CPI and no reaction happens, not even like whipsaw or anything, then you've got to be really, really cautious about buying if there's no reaction. So that's you've got to be really careful about that. Same thing as how do you really pick a whole market top when you get these really overcrowded trades that everything's so bullish or so bearish. Let's just say everything's so bullish, and you start getting more continued good news that should continue this rally, but the moves higher aren't happening. Then that's a real warning sign that it's a bit overcrowded, and that there's, if there's no buyers left because everyone's bought, what do you expect price to happen? If there's no buyers left, then there's only got to be sellers in the market. Because if everyone's bought, price goes down. Now, same thing is if everyone's selling and you finally run out of new sellers to come in, then price has to go up. And because this is a marketplace, this is a $5 trillion daily marketplace. So this whole concept of structure and technical analysis and everything, you can do all you want, but the way that the bigger picture, the bigger players in this market react and see this market is it's a marketplace. Where are the buyers and where are the sellers? Because we need to exchange goods. So it doesn't matter what the news is. If it's not pushing up, then there's no buyers. Price goes down. So it's a shame because I really wanted to see a leg up higher, and that's what I positioned myself with. I wasn't comfortable with the sells, but the sells, would have been amazing to have taken. Anyway, so then we had Jolt's job opening. This one's really, inconsistent. I don't really look into this too much. Jolt's job openings, you have a lot of hospitality that just constantly keep ads running. No matter what, even if they've hired everyone, they would still be open to new talent. So you always see, there's even pre-pandemic, there's always been a almost like a standard deviation higher of unemployed people looking for work. So there's always more unemployed people than there are jobs. So that means there's always a positive factor for people to there's always demand, let's say. So I don't really put too much sense. The Fed does, though. The Fed does look at this. Job openings and labor turnover statistics. That's a survey, sorry. Job opening labor turnover survey. That's what this stands for. Oh, it's right here. Here we go. Survey. So it has ticked down in the past, but it's always, even pre-pandemic, you have a look and it's always been very high. There's only the outliers during the pandemic that things really dropped. But pre-pandemic, there's always been a pretty high number. Okay, so just shows like the labor market still is tight. Now today, Wednesday's exciting because we've got Eurozone core CPI. So this one will probably have more of an impact than the German one for people pinning their bets on ECB rate cuts. So they're expecting a slight reduction. Keep an eye on to see whether there are any revisions to the numbers. They're not like the US. They don't really, once they state a number, it's usually pretty accurate. Only rarely that they'll revise. The US revise a lot. So we'll see. They're expecting a 0.1% deduction. Let's see if it keeps on tricking down to their 2% goal. That's going to be at after the stream. And then we've got this one. This one should be pretty wild. ADP, non-farm employment. We've got US services PMI. We've got ISM services PMI. We've got Powell speaking at 5 o'clock UK time. Yeah, then you got a bunch of FOMC speakers as well. So it should be a pretty wild day, I reckon. What about the market wrap? Oh, that's what I wanted to check. How did the pre-markets go? Oh, okay. 10 hours ahead for this week, and then it's 9 hours because data savings. This looks like a lot of the pre-markets dropped quite a lot. Am I bullish or bearish for Dixie? I haven't looked at Dixie. Probably bullish. I think they're going to hold the rates higher for longer. And I think whilst they're still talking rate cuts, which would bring down the Dixie, it's that the other currencies are all talking about rate cuts as well. So even though they're all talking about rate cuts, it looks like everyone's waiting for the US. So the US is the one that's going to hold stronger. So I'm more bullish for Dixie. Yeah, that's actually quite a big drop. I wonder if we bottom out a bit. Anyway, let's see, huh? Yeah, this 26 looks like we're attacking it now. And then I can make my decision. So we've got 30 seconds until the open. What do you guys think? Are you bullish or bearish? Oh, that's the New York opening time, isn't it? Yeah. Sorry, Thomas. Oh, yeah. What are we looking for, guys? What's your bias? Bull, long, shorts?
Yeah, longs from a bit lower, but like to see a sweep some of this liquidity.
Yeah, I think I've got the same viewpoint. I think we can have a little. This is the open right now. I'd love it just to be a straight push up because I've got a trade running, but for me to add positions, I think being above this area is a great area for it to find that exchange, and maybe not even sweep too low. But it might go up, come down, create a little bullish thing, push up, come down, create a little bullish thing, and then do something like that. What it did yesterday was just so smart, the way it took those sells. This was super smart. How it did, like little rejection candle, just creating that liquidity. You know, we got the sells. The runner didn't survive. Came back and took out the runner, but it created that liquidity and then it swept the liquidity. That was a real bummer that it did the sweep and then it just created. Justin looking for longs. Johan got pending long order at the 15-minute bullish FEG, targeting the neckline of the double top. 4 hour. So you got one, you got a long order around here somewhere. You missed the sell-off yesterday, price has dropped from front entry, yeah, unless you want to market. FOMO entry. Caught a bit of yesterday's sell from 18,432 to 408. Oh yeah. Came out of the trade early, nervous on my reverse. Should have stayed. Yeah, it's always hindsight. Yeah, hindsight's 2020. Some magic green lines on this one. Oh yeah, yeah, I like that idea. That's what I want to see as well. I want to see some manipulation, come back, take it, go long. Yeah, that'd be nice. Oh, magic green line, I can see the end at the little piece of it. You're covering all modes of transport, aren't you? Train today, bike yesterday. Is it more expensive to have a car in Netherlands? Like if you live in one of the cities? Is there like a car tax to try and encourage people for the bike? Oh yeah. Parking taxes, high fuel costs. Oh yeah. Yeah, when I was in Amsterdam, I get that should be mindful of the cycling lanes, but man, they're aggressive. The people in there. If you're in a bicycle lane, you get told off real quick. It's like being on the left side of an elevator in London. Alright, so we spiked up. it would have been a bit of a ballsy move to have attempted sells, but it would have made a lot of sense as well. For a lot of people expecting just a clean breakout, except you get the fake out. So I quite like the idea of, but I know if I took a sell, I would be really, I'd probably miss my buy if I attempted that. But that sell would have made a lot of sense if you just see the place simply as pool of liquidity. Look, there's a lot of sellers that once we had the price push down, come up, hit the resistance, just even look at the market, look at the price, there were sellers here that pushed price down. Had to have been. So those sellers would have had their buy positions set right here. So if you see it as simply as a marketplace, then that makes sense for an exchange of hands. Let's call it exchange of hands. So that was a little 20 pip move to be had if you took it. Could not say that was a bad move. It would have been a smart little scalp if you took it. Not for me though. I didn't take it. I wouldn't mind have taken it, but I try not take too many trades. Do I trade Forex? Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes I trade Forex. Not as often, but you know, I'll take every month there will be a couple Forex trades because they see the same sort of patterns. There will be the same sort of news with the US dollar, and you can see like if US dollar is strong, usually pound yen has a pullback. Things like that, like little correlations. But essentially, price action is price action. It's the same on across everything. It's just you have a lot more volatility on gold and indices, and you have a really reliable opening time with indices. So I much prefer German, NAS, gold, just because of the volatility. I was in a US yen trade, and that thing was like a slug. Like I was in it for ages and made 20 pips or 15 pips or something. It was something terribly slow. And you look at the price movement, and it was actually moving like this, but then I'm like, oh, not bad. Like I saw it like push up from here to here, and when you actually look at it, like that is 8 pips. And if you see something like this on indices, that would be at least 20 or 30. Gold's looking like it's having a bit of a drop. I'm surprised how strong gold is. That's just mega. All right, who's in these cells?
Yeah, I took one. I'm out already though. Nicked back too much.
You
Didn't
what?
lose anything.
What happened?
I got in, moved my stop to break even.
Oh.
I'm gone. I was just a bit nervous.
Yeah.
Should have held it.
This area's a little bit dangerous. I reckon it probably.
Yeah, I think what you said. I don't want to miss the buy now. And when I'm watching the sell, I'm not thinking about the entry.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I find. If I take a counter to what I'm actually looking for, then I usually miss the. But I usually I'm pleased because I'll catch like this and I'll be like, yeah, I got like a little sell already straight away. But then I'll just not be prepared to take the move I actually planned initially. I was playing around, so yesterday, it was a busy day yesterday. Afterwards, after we finished, a lot of just trying to catch up after getting back. But I finally spent some time with CTrader. It's actually a really cool program on the phone. Really simple to use. The actual desktop.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, the desktop app's a bit more complicated.
I think the costs are quite a bit higher though.
I didn't see that. I was going to message you and then say that the costs are standard. It's not CTrader. It's not the program that costs more. It would either be the broker. But I didn't. So because they do change, because I had to go with the Blue Guardian one. So they're using purple trading. And so the ones yesterday, I didn't have any. I didn't have any transaction costs. I just paid the spread. Yeah, no commissions, which is normal for indices. I haven't looked at. Didn't do anything on currencies. What were you saying that you were getting the lot sizes?
Yeah, no, that's right, and it's on indices it's the same.
Oh, okay.
It's on the forex pairs that I think you're basically paying every time you open and close a trade about $3 to $5 on CTrader, and you don't have those costs on MT5.
It depends on what model you've got. If you've got Razor versus Standard, then you've got the commission inbuilt into the spread. If you've got a Razor, which means that they charge you very little spread, but they'll charge you a commission per trade, then it's based on volume. It's not based on anything else. So they'll have a standard cost per standard lot, and if you go 10 lots, then it will be 10 times what it is. If you go 0.1 of a lot, it will be 0.1 of what it is. So it's always based on volume, and traditionally the industry standard is it's different for Australia and US, because a lot of them the props are in US dollars. Let's say it's I need to do it with US dollars, but for me on my Pepperstone, you can negotiate a bit, but it's $7 per standard lot, and they do that in a round trip. So when you put the trade on, you pay half, and when you close a trade, you pay the other half. So it's called a round trip, $7. And so if you put on 10 lots, then obviously it's going to be $35 per trade to open it, and then $35 to close it, unless you close like partials. But it's essentially $70 per trade for a 10 lot. If you do 0.1 of a lot, then it'll be 70 cents per trade. It shouldn't change for I don't think it I'll have to double check, but I don't think it changes for the program you use. It's simply, well, yeah, I don't think so. It's how much the liquidity provided. So the cost is, you have, even though the prop firms aren't putting your trades literally to market, they're keeping it in-house. If you win, you win. If you lose, they win. But let's say they do put your so a straight through processor. Let's say that they put their you put your trade on to the prop account, and the prop account puts it into the market. This is broker fees to pass your trade to the market. There's an access cost, and that's determined by the liquidity providers. It's not based on whether you've used C-Trade or MetaQuotes or anything to put the trade on. So we'll catch up, Paul, and we'll have a look at what you're seeing and how we'll work it out, because it shouldn't be any different. But we'll check, we'll confirm. Because it might be the size of your trade you're putting on different things. Could that be it? On the prop account, it's a lot bigger size.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's inconsequential against all the losses I'm making anyway, so maybe I'll stop putting on some winning trades first.
Yeah, it should. I think it would just be a volume thing that's costing more. All right, so this is very clever what they're doing. The whole price be staying in this like 20 to 30 pip zone. What do you reckon is happening more? Do you reckon that there's more buyers or more sellers right here? Think about it this way. If it's simply liquidity, you can imagine that there will be people targeting fake outs and price pushing closing above and then pushing back down. This looks like a little fake out. On a higher time frame, it looks like just a spike up. So there'll be people thinking that, look, if this is a range, if this is just going to be a fake out, just trigger people in, you can imagine that there would be sellers jumping in on the retest. There would be some people looking at this and saying inverse head and shoulders, and a lot of people would be positioning themselves like this. Head and shoulders, divergence most likely as well. If you have like RSIs and stochastics and MACDs, where your entries would be, people would have different entries. Some people would be on this one, some people would be probably here. This could be a buyer's trap as well. And you can also have sellers that thinking this is a breakout and this could be the retest. So you could have the other thing happening as well, that breakout, retest, not sure where the entries for those retests would be. Let's just put it somewhere like here. And you'd be putting stop losses, maybe looking for something like this. So you can see that there could be, we've had so much time inside of this area that what we're doing is generating liquidity. So we're generating liquidity above price and below price. Now, if the people that are actually inside the liquidity providers and can see depth of market properly and can see where there's a heat map of where the most concentration of orders are, these stop losses are just simply buy orders, and these stop losses down here are sell orders. Now they simply can just go both sides, and they can just say, well, if there's people willing to sell here or people willing to buy here, then what we could just push price up to engage those buyers. We could push price down to engage those sellers, and then the real move can happen. And the real move is cleverly disguised. Cleverly disguised. So we just need to try, on your thesis or on your idea, is to work out what do you think the best chance is. Because it's not entirely clear what's happening. I'm leaning to buys. So I'd rather look for price action from an area where I think there's a good chance that there's a bunch of sell orders, which is around here, underneath these support, inside of this area. So I see this candle as a little bit of a liquidity generation, this one here, and I can see that there's a little bit of a buyer stepped in, a little bit of imbalance candle at that point. I would like to see this. I'd like to see price action here for a sweep to go long. I don't really want to entertain buys in this zone. But if price wanted to just grab those buy orders initially, which would be up here, then, you know, it sucks when that happens, because, you know, I don't get the entry that I wanted. They didn't engage those sellers before pushing up. So the market's just sat here, cleverly just accruing liquidity. And we've got a little bit of a, oh wait, I was going to say, did we have negation? No, for some reason I thought I saw it get negation, but we don't. Oh, kind of do. Kind of do if we look at these two candles. These two candles. It's not perfect, but we've formed like a little bit of a range. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident, but if I'm wrong, price drops below the consolidation zone, which is where my stop loss is. While waiting to see what the market decides, can you guys do me a favor? Like this stream. That would be really helpful. For on the YouTube side, not my people don't need to. But encourages people to view, see this. Consolidation near the previous day's low. Oh, I see. You're talking about this area, huh? This bit here, huh? Yeah, thanks, Jesbo. Appreciate that. Really helps. Really does help. Especially when I've been away for like the last week. There was no streams. Every time we come back, it's, I'm not sure the algos or whatever, but I notice it's slow going. Is in this price action, what's the main key areas in your opinion? Oh, Wizard, sorry. Yeah, I think I answered. I didn't see that initially. Alright, come on. Looking like we've got getting some liquid generation. Starting to get some nice, more bullish candles outweighing the bearish ones. Little engulfing candles. Oh, you trade 2 days a week. The rest of the time you're a state agent. Oh, nice, Dave. How long was the train to Amsterdam? So cool, the houses.
It's about 25 minutes, half an hour from Rucha.
Nice.
It's pretty close. And meeting a friend here I haven't seen for 18 years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's cool. We had something similar in Leeds. No, not really. That kind of. When I walked home, I did. This always reminded me of Amsterdam. I used to live. This is called Victoria Keys. So it used to be like an old docks thing, and I used to live in the apartment just to the left here. So right near this bridge, so that I could see this, and I'd walk back from the city, up these stairs, go around, and then here, and these, a poor man's version of Amsterdam.
And why Leeds? Why are you in Leeds now, and why were you there then?
So I was in London before, and then when I met my partner, she was working up near Scunthorpe. She's a pharmacist, so I moved in with her, and it was horrible living there. So we looked at where was an hour.
Well, with your girlfriend.
Yeah. yeah. It was horrible living with her. Nah. She was alright living with her. So, but this is Doncaster, Scunthorpe area. London's like 3 hours by car down. And then we looked at where is within an hour radius of her work, because she can work remote, but has to go in one day or so a week. Where's the nicest place within an hour radius? And it was Leeds. Yeah. Because it was cool little small city. Play plenty of rugby, stuff like touch and tag that I like to play. So a lot of good social events. It was during COVID as well, so Doncaster was like a hole. So we moved to Leeds. Manchester's an hour to the left as well. And there's not really much in the way, really, between an hour south of here. There's not much at all. You got like Derby and Nottingham, but they're nothing like Leeds. Like Leeds has got like a proper little city centre. Nice areas around, but going from London to this place, Leeds was the best. York's just over here as well, but York's too far. But I like Leeds. It's we're not here forever, so I appreciate why I'm here. Oh, look at gold.
I'm in that zone,
You are
debating where it's going to end. Yeah.
22.50.
22.50. You reckon?
Well, I thought we were going to get 22.50 yesterday. Oh, it kind of did. 22.51. I'd be very surprised if gold just keeps on pushing up without some sort of pullback. So.
All right.
Hayden, you know you were talking.
What was that, Jim?
Sorry, Hayden. You know you were talking earlier about. Hang on, let me just turn this other sound down now. Yeah, you were talking about you posting something just during the New York session. Whereabouts do you post that on your Discord? Your idea for
that I just put it in the it was in here. I just did it on the German 40.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, I was thinking I should have tagged everyone. Where was it? It was here. 2:38 my time, our time. Yeah, at that time I said I bought 18292, fails, try again 18257, 30 pips stop both entries. Dave was asking like what about? I was like, yeah, about 18400. It was just in the general free for all. Paulo, I think it's Paulo. I think it's pretty sure his name's Paulo. But he picked this level amazingly because he put the mid-morning gap 18275 because I got the entry 292, my first entry. He just blocked off that whole area in this little section here. You see at 240 he posted that, and then at 244 see where it bounced off of. So because I got 30 pips in profit, getting that really precise entry from his poo line would have been like a 50 pip move. It would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to see evidence of a sweep now to then go long. So I want to see a rejection candle. Unless I see a rejection candle, I don't want to just catch this. Yarn pending by a limit got tagged. Genius entry or really quick loss. That's what we can hope for. A quick death or a good win. Let's see. Worst scenario for me is if it's just this V shape. But this is the area, I thought. Kind of missed the jump on that one.
Why wouldn't you think it would go down a little bit further to like the Asia 50 where there's that?
Oh no, I think it could. That's why I'm cautious on it.
Yeah, okay.
I want to see where it starts to, like where it settles. I didn't want to take an impulsive entry. I do want to take a bit of a confirmation entry. No cowboy entry, just in case it does keep on falling. Because it could, like, I imagine that there's all sorts of liquidity here. The 3-minute candle didn't close all that convincing. What's the 4-minute looking like? 4 minutes still not convincing either. Looks like gold's the real mover. Write down something that as part of your things to consider, to think about, as well as what I was speaking about earlier. Dave, were you here? Dave C. Were you here when I was saying about how everything just sort of sold off despite having that encouraging news? Or did you come in after?
I came in after.
Okay. You know, I was saying yesterday, I was pretty concerned about profit taking, being at the start of a new quarter, so new quarterly order flows. That was one major concern I had yesterday about continuing looking for longs, and there was indeed some profit taking. We can see now, of hindsight, that there was some profit taking that took place. When you have a fundamental news event and you expect a certain reaction because lower inflation should be positive for equities, if it's not moving price the way you expect, then it's quite clear that there's no whales buying, and that's a real concern. for continuing looking for buys for that day. Huge concern. So even though the fundamentals are still correct, there still is a market, and that if there's news that should entice buying activity and there's simply just no buying activity happening, then you've got to just say there's no buyers today.
Yep.
So same thing is like when market tops happen, and we'll talk about this in the study session, but when market tops happen, it's usually a sign that it's just simply buyer exhaustion. That either everyone has bought and there's just no more fresh buyers coming in. So once you run out of that, doesn't matter what the news is, if there's no one that can, if every single person has bought already, then you simply run out of buyers. There's only sellers left. So price goes down. Same as a market bottom. When they say that how you can pick when a market's starting to get a bit crowded is that you get like either bearish news and it just simply the moves down don't happen. So say like the yen. Yen is continuously it's been so weak for so long, and if it just keeps on deteriorating, but then more bad news comes out for yen and it's still not continuing to have legs down, then we've got to say that there's a bottom in and that everyone there's just simply seller exhaustion. So it's more likely a correction at that stage. Alrighty, this is looking good so far. Ivan, did you buy? Hesitated? Dave, you bought? Cool. Who else? I know Johan did. Tom did. Awesome. Saw the 2 minute, went for the door. There's a 2 minute. Paul, you're in as well. Oh, that will fit the 2 minute. Justin's in, nice one. It makes sense though, doesn't it? Like, it absolutely makes sense. And I think it's really reliable. As in, you don't win every single trade, but this is clearly a support, isn't it? That's clearly a support. So you know that it has to be sell orders underneath it. And if you wanted to buy, you'd have to buy from sellers. So this is the only place the move could originate from. Now, if they wanted to grab a ton of sellers, they'd have to drive price further, which can be tricky. But it makes sense for a sweep before a move. Now, picking targets is a little bit harder. Oh, I've always struggled picking accurate targets. But if you're in from anywhere inside of here, that trade, would be at least 20 pips in profit. You got in 18.3. Oh, what's your, maybe, is your broker the same price, Justin? Because there will be broker differences. Some broker difference are 20 points different. Oh, Johnny, you're late. Late to the charts this week and next. What are we looking at today? I was looking for longs for a sweep. I wanted to see a closure above 18.326 based on this price feed. And then I wanted to take longs from here, or I'll say like here. I'm concerned about the clean candle. But longs from here was the MO. On the YouTube as well, if you rewind about 20 minutes, maybe more, maybe 30 minutes. Yeah, about 30 minutes. I had where I thought the levels would be. I kind of hesitated, but I reckon I should have taken some profit right here. I've got a trade running from last night still, so I don't want to. This one is technically my scale in entry. My scale in entry is normally my, like it's last in, first out. Because what happened yesterday was really annoying. How I got the sell. I got the sell yesterday from here on these ones. Got in at 40, 18,540. So like on the 3-minute chart, it's a little bit clearer, but I got in like here, and I took most of my profit at this point, and I was letting the runner run, and this swept me. So I'm always mindful of that today. I don't want to leave this fully open, this last in position fully open. I don't want to move my stop to break even, let's say it that way. I want this one to be risk free, but not via moving to break even. I would rather just know I've got a position running already and then secure profits on this one and leave my stop loss. Basically, stop loss wasn't great. I did keep my stop loss quite far away, like down here, like 25 pips. So I was 30 pips even. Just in case we get that kind of volatility. Here it is. What time point was this? When it was
those sellers, and then
sorry, 8:19. Yeah, for on the stream. Just pulled it up. This is what I reckon would have been happening. That there would be liquidity here and liquidity here. You see the price, 18 to, I think that's, what is that? 290, 18,290. Which was here. M15 candle closed as HCS, but it closed just under that key zone. $30 minutes still open. So can the 30-minute close above 18,326? And if the 30 minutes closed above there, that means the hour's closing above there. Where's Glenn? It's been quiet. He's gone. Hey Dom, what was the price action for gold that got you into this one, or got you keen on it?
I saw it was ranging, so there was a support level at, I think the pricing was a bit messed up on mine versus yours, 228,119-ish.
228.
So when it broke there,
like this one.
yeah, so just under the pre-London, yeah. So as it broke that, I took a sell, and I was planning to close at the bottom of the previous support, that low one there in the Asian session. But then it had some serious strength, so I was like, oh, maybe I should just leave it open a bit. So I just have been at every support level taking 50%.
Ah, cool. Yeah, once it gets into this sort of mode, it just feeds on buyers stepping in, and it can just really, like, I was always wondered about how you always, not always, but like when you learn to trade, how if you get caught on the wrong side, how it almost, like, how many times have you guys ever noticed that early in the trading journey, when it breaks out and it seems to come back perfectly to your entry, but never quite gets you into profit. And it sort of just gets people trapped. Even though there's pullbacks along the way, there's never quite enough for you to get out. And you always think, oh, is it turning around? And it starts like ticking towards your favor, and then it stops and it pushes up and it starts turning around. And I always wondered like how the market dynamics worked for that, and like how it can just create this feed effect where people stepping in just actually keep on funding the move for it to keep on pushing lower and lower and lower, or opposite if it's in the other direction. I still need to clarify it fully in my head to, like, it's pretty clear to me, but I haven't quite got the vocabulary to explain it properly yet. I need to keep on toying with different ways of explaining it to really get a concise way. I can draw it and illustrate it, but I'll put you guys to sleep. Tom, I wonder if the M30 will close. Oh, I got back out. Yeah, this is a danger area for me. A little bit of imbalance. I'm gonna try put a little bit more risk back on. See if this could be the breakout. This was just a little pullback. Just to come back, and you've got like this candle pushed up quite impulsively. can just get even 10 pips on this one, because there's a little bit of a risk adding so quickly again. A little bit slow hitting the button then. The entry price is 18,310. Yeah. I won't let this one play around too much though, because I could see a world where this gets swept again. Uh, 10-minute imbalance, huh? Where's a 10-minute imbalance? Oh yeah, I'm not liking that 10-minute chart. It's gonna be a BE, I think. I'll give it 2 more minutes. Oh no, breaking that low. I'm gonna get out while I can. Yeah. Hey Heath, morning. How are you? Yeah, struggling with this resistance that much. I don't want to play around with a potential sweep like this.
Hayden, C Trader's got a feature on it that you can reverse the trade.
It just I did that on when I had a TradingView account, and I was thinking reverse meant something else. This is when I was learning it, and I hit reverse, and all of a sudden I was in the opposite position. Yeah, I don't want to take sells here, even though I think it's likely to push down a bit more. That wasn't my agenda at the start. Have you played around with the reverse? I like the double. The double's good.
Yeah, I did. You remember when I told you I put in the incorrect lots based on the other broker?
Yeah.
And it put on opened a ridiculous, and then I reversed it. And what it does when it reverses is it effectively doubles the order. So you look at this massive order go through, sucks up all your margin.
Yeah. Oh, does it not close the order? I haven't pushed the button. It doesn't close the initial one? Like if I, in TradingView, if I bought and I hit reverse, it would just close the buy and put a sell in at market.
Yeah, I guess that's what happens, but some strange stuff goes on when you push the button. Give it a go.
Nah. Well, maybe I'll put it on. I know the props the demo account, but still, I'll do it on the demo. All right. Well, still waiting. I'm going to see if it does this little sweep. But YouTube, we're close to 9 o'clock, so I'm going to end it. If you're watching on Trading Nut, then you can always follow. I stream every day, so I know there's not a Trading Nut stream tomorrow, but I stream on my channel, and that is Haydos FX on YouTube. Okay, so come give that a like and give that a follow if you want to trade tomorrow. And because of the copyright stuff, you can hear background music on mine because sometimes it triggers copyright stuff on cams, so I have to keep the sound off. So if you want to hear the background music as well, then watch it on this channel. Otherwise, I shall see you guys tomorrow. Appreciate you guys. I really want to see a clean breakout above 18,326 for some sustained moves up. We do have some news coming out in about an hour's time, and that's the Eurozone CPI. So maybe that's going to be the catalyst that pushes price up. Until then, I don't like what price is doing at this area. So I'm glad. Well, whatever entry you got in this area, it would have been like it was a good move to secure at this point. This one was. It didn't do anything. Price pushed up and then came back, and it's just making candles lower. So while I'm looking for buys, this price action is not very doesn't make me very happy to look for buys in this area. So I want to see a sweep. I want to see a sweep, and then I want to see price action like rejection candles to see that sustained move up. That's what I look for. So I'm going to watch that for the next bit. But YouTube, I'm going to close it down. So it'll just be me and my zoomers. All right. So YouTube, I shall see you tomorrow. Catch you, Jez. All right, have a good week at work. Heath, catch you later.